Alright, welcome to my Black Desert stream. Um, just gonna be collecting a few things before I actually start talking. Mainly to just sort of help new players that are coming into the game. If you're a veteran player, you probably already know a majority of this stuff. Um, Things that I'm gonna be sort of talking about and things like that, because usually when you do your research on a game, um, or on a game like this, a lot of people that first start out don't tend to actually do that. So it's always good to try to get some research done on a game that you're sort of coming into, especially a game at this size. For new players, with all the new characters that are coming out or that have been coming, that already came out, things like that. With the permanent seasons that has dropped, to help new players get into the game, and um, all of those types of things that will help new players to try to proceed playing throughout the game. Now, there are quite a lot of things that this game will not tell you. So, to a new player, um, it's going to be quite overwhelming as soon as you start, because you're going to be like, okay, what exactly do I do? How do I begin? Where do I go? And trying to learn the mechanics, what character is right for you, um, what seems interesting to you to play, and things like that. Um, so when you first start off, that's probably one of the most important things you want to um, try to research, see gameplay on the character, see what kind of class that you're mostly into, and also just trying to see within the game what type of player that you're set out to be. If you're a PvP player, majority of the classes are PvP based. So in that aspect, it doesn't really matter what type of character you're gonna pick. It's mostly what type of character that you're gonna like to be as you're playing this game. Um, so for that aspect, every character has their own advantage, their own disadvantage, and their own perks um, towards PvP aspect within the game. Every character is strong. Some of the more newer classes um, are going to be a little bit more stronger at first until they actually balance the character out and you know make it more even um, throughout the game uh, when fighting other players or anything like that. So depending, so that's probably your first thing that you want to try to do and try to look into, is you want to see what type of character you're gonna like first, and you're gonna want to see what type of character really suits your playstyle within the game, and depending on what you feel like you want to do within the game, and things like that. Because this is a very very huge game. Like I said, there's a lot of things it will not tell you, and you kind of have to experience that as you're playing the game. And to a lot of players, like I've had, a couple friends play this game, and they would play it, they would get into it for a bit, But then after a while, it's just, it's just really too overwhelming. Um, for them, it's a little time consuming and and things like that. So if you're really set on this game, um, you got to be prepared to put in the work. You got to be dedicated to playing the game, to understanding it, to learning what the functions are within the game and stuff like that. Um, so as you're starting out, um, you want to. They offer seasons, so that's something new that's come into the game, where they offer new players who are not familiar with the game, and they kind of set a roadmap for you, which is going to be very easy um, to sort of get a hang of. But at the same time, it's still going to be quite challenging for you because you're still going to be trying to understand what a lot of the stuff is that you can do within this game. Um, and like I said, when choosing that, you want to choose like what type of player you're gonna be, right? Um, if you're solely into PvP, well then you want to look for, um, you know, characters that are gonna fit your playstyle within PvP. How you're gonna learn that character as you go up, leveling and learning the skills
I don't think I've seen you around here.
and
What adventurer,
trying to
perhaps?
utilize what your character is capable of doing within the game. And also, too, as you're progressing and learning your character, um, you're getting that enjoyment out of the game. So that's one of the first things you want to try to get a good feel of the game first, with your character that you've chosen, and um, having fun with the game, learning the game, playing the game. Because as you play this game for several years now, um, I've been playing this since it first dropped on the PS4. Um, so I've done it consistently. I play every day, to an extent, but sometimes you'll have a day off. You want to play something else. You want to do something else. That's perfectly fine. Um, you're playing it how you want to play it, right? Like I'm a casual player. I'm not a hardcore player, as I was in the beginning, but I'm more of a casual player, and that's kind of what I like. I like to do different various things other than just sticking to one thing and trying to be, you know, not too overwhelmed with what the game will offer you. So as for like new players, um, understanding the game and learning the mechanics and stuff like that, they do offer a season's um, playthrough that you could play in this game. Um, as you can see, like right now, I'm in a normal server, so I can be attacked by other players. I can get into PvP because I'm over 56, or sorry, over 50, and that's usually when the cap starts for PvP, is at level 50. But in seasons, you don't really have to worry about that. Seasons is a non PvP portion of the game. It's still the same game, but it's it's more non-hostile to an extent. If you're in a guild, um, it could still be hostile in a seasoned server because you're in a guild, and if somebody flags you, flags your guild to PvP, then that person can actually attack you within the game and things like that. But otherwise, you technically don't really have to worry about that. So, I'll just switch over, and kind of show you sort of things that I do within this game at first. So what I normally do when I first start playing the game is I'll pick my main character and I'll just level, or not level, but like I'll grab my rewards first, just to get all that stuff out of the way before I start to proceed with playing the game. So I'm just gonna switch to my main character. And then I'm just going to collect the rewards, and then I'll pop into my season character. I will do a season playthrough when Scholar comes out in 2 days, just to sort of give, a bit of a rundown. It may be a little easier that way, to kind of show people that are getting into the game, that are very brand new to the game, and give them a bit of an understanding of what the game is all about. Because back in the day when this game first came out, especially for like consoles, a lot of people did know a lot of things, but their Xbox actually had a year of the game before PlayStation had the game, and also it was also running 4 years prior on PC. So a lot of PC players that do have consoles, if they're playing it on consoles, they had a bit of a step up to playing the game on consoles, whereas console players sort of had to learn it kind of the way that you would kind of start to learn it when you just pick up the game and you're kind of going through it. So right now I'm gonna collect my rewards. You're gonna see a lot of stuff. You'll notice from me, I'm a huge hoarder of things. So as you can see on my unclaimed rewards there, I have like 1,500 items still unclaimed. I have 83 items in here alone that I have not claimed. And I've also got 11 billion silver that I still haven't claimed. I'm not touching that. I've actually been sitting on that for about a year now. So I'm just not touching that. It's residual money. If I ever need it, at least I have it there. So I don't usually collect things from here unless I absolutely need it, or if I'm, um, getting rid of clutter and things like that. Like, see, if I come over here and I see like Patrigo's bag, right, or yeah, apparel bag, I don't really need this. I already have 4 of them, so I'm just gonna leave it in here, right? It's not affecting me. I don't really care about it. Stuff like that. The fairy over here, this is a brilliant fairy for new players. This fairy, once you complete your fairy quest, opening this fairy box will be good for you, because then you'll have a tier 3 fairy, which is the second best fairy, coming off from the 4th one. There's 4 types of fairies, and the 4th one, I can't really remember the name, but I will check that in a second. So I'm just going to collect my rewards. Let's see here. Okay, so that's that. I still have 3 days on that, 4 days on that. These were actually free. The Blessing and the Book of Old Moon, I actually got that from my attendance reward, which I will show in a second. I do have a thing I can collect right here in Central Market. I'm not gonna collect it, and the reason why I'm not collecting it is because I don't have a value pack active. So I will lose money on this sale. So that's the reason why I'm not collecting it. For in here, I do have some pearls there, as you can see. I got 202. I'm an outfit fiend. I just like to get one outfit for my characters. Um, some of them have two or three because I liked how they looked and things like that. But I normally don't buy anything um, from here. I actually haven't really bought too much. I've actually been sitting on that 202 um, for about a year now. Um, so I don't usually spend a lot. So I normally come into here. So when I get onto this page, I normally just go into events. You can check out the nude, you can check out the hot, see what stuff is on sale and stuff like that. But I normally just go to the events. I have 50,000 loyalties, so I normally just spend my loyalties this way. Um, you can spend loyalties on other things, but for the Pearl Shop, I will get into that in a few moments. It's just I'm just collecting my rewards. So I'll get out of there. I will go to my reward page here. And so Black Spirit Safe, I already checked from my challenge rewards, so I don't need to do that. Go into my attendance, see what I got. So I got 800 crowns, which is very nice. And then my loyalty. So this is your normal daily rewards. So every time you pop into the game, you kind of want to come into here and grab this stuff. Same thing for like when you get into your challenge reward, you want to come in, you want to grab your daily scroll, which is either a combat scroll or a life scroll, and you want to claim that, and you want to claim your loyalties. Now, if you're running a value pack, down here, if you scroll more towards the bottom, there'll be an increased item drop scroll here that you can collect as well. So those are mainly the three things you want to try to claim from there on a daily basis. Because those, if you don't claim those on a daily basis, it'll just stick there, and it'll just be one. So you're going to be missing out on those types of scrolls and things like that. So you want to try to claim those. Especially like as a new player, as a veteran player, it's like putting on your pants. It's already rewired into your mind to collect those daily. So from the attendance, I already saw what I got. So I got 800 crowns. Reset, I'll get another 400. Loyalties, the loyal section. I got the advice of memory, and then I'll get food and so forth. So those are those daily rewards. Then I go into the Black Spirit Adventure, and this is like a little mini game, which you get dice, you play it, you'll land on something, and that will go into your challenge box. So when you come over here to your challenge, you will see Black Spirit's Adventure, and this is the item that I just got. Okay, so Black Spirit Adventure, this is your attendance reward stuff, and this is your daily special, which I will show you in a second. So from there, mail, check to see if there's anything. Nothing really, anything here. If you do a coupon, this is where it will show, and then you just click on it, and if you want to claim it, then you can claim it. If not, then you can leave it. I have until May 31st to claim this stuff, so I don't really care. I have 2 more months to deal with that. So daily special come in. These are more rewards that you can get if you have the daily pass. This will be unlocked, so you can get double the rewards, where you can get like an outfit box, classic outfit box, maids or items, fail stacks, crons, energy, potions, or item drop rate scrolls, uh, and stuff like that. Artisan's memory and stuff like that. Things like that you want to kind of hold on to. You want to hoard these. Do not sell these um, or anything or get rid of them. Just stockpile it, keep it, and hold on to it. So now that I've collected my rewards, right? I've gone through all of my reward pages and things like that. Now, as a new player, you technically don't have to worry about worker list or anything like that because you don't have workers. You haven't set up that yet, so you don't really technically have to worry about that. Same thing for like community. If you're in a guild, you technically don't have to worry about that unless there's an attendance reward for it. So it'll say guild rewards or anything like that, and then you can just basically go through them and collect them. It'll be automatically collected for you. So you see these cron stones here are nicely sitting right here. And if I choose to get them, then I'll just pick them up, and then I have these cron stones on my character that I picked it up. Okay, so now that I collect my rewards, I'm just gonna hop onto my season character just so that you can see what it'll be like. If you actually see on the top corner where it says 62, that's my level. You'll see a little icon of a sword and shield. That means that that's PvP. So I'm in a normal server where that can be active. If I activate it, that will glow, and then I'm basically will have an icon right next to my character's head showing a red sword, and that means that I'm PvP active, and a player can fight me, or I can, just go out and fight other players, but you have to be really careful about that. If you're in PvP and you just randomly go up to somebody and fight them, you're gonna lose karma. Okay? And the more karma you lose, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be pertaining towards that. You're going to either downgrade your gear, there's a chance of that, and also too, you'll be a permanent red in the game. Now, if you're a permanent red in the game, anybody can just come up to you and fight you. They don't need to activate PvP. They can just come in and automatically try to fight you and stuff like that. Okay, so right now I'm just jumping on my season's character, and you still see the icon over my level. That's because I'm not in a season server. So I changed to my season character. The season icon, or it will actually say seasonal character. You still have to be in a season server. So that's either 1, 2, or 3. Now, normally when you make your character and you jump into you have a seasonal character, you're going to be choosing these seasons, either 1, 2, or 3. It doesn't really matter. Whichever server that you want to get into, you can just click in there, and then you're right in a seasonal server. So in a seasonal server, you get a lot of benefits. You get experience buffs, you get life skilling buffs, you get skill buffs, and things like that. So now, as you can see, where my level is, where the 62 is, there's no more sword and shield. So there's no PvP in this. Even if I try to activate it, right? It'll tell you you cannot activate force in a seasonal server. Okay, so it will tell you that. So you don't technically have to worry about anybody trying to come and kill you. If you're grinding in a spot where somebody else is grinding in a spot, unless they flag up on you through a guild war. So if you're in a guild and they put up a thing to fight your guild, then they can attack you. So that's the only option that a player can actually do that to you. But when you're first starting out, you're not going to be in a guild, because you're going to try to figure out, okay, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I play this? And things like that. So one of the first things as a new player, you're going to be thinking, how can I get ahead? How can I get the best of the best, the cream of the crop items and things like that, and how to be a complete beast in this game. In this game, I find that is the wrong way of thinking. You don't want to have that mentality right away. Maybe after you've played the game, put in a significant amount of hours into the game, and you have a game plan of what you want to do and how you want to be, then sure, that's when you want to start thinking, how can you be a beast in this game? So, as a new player, my suggestion to you is quest. Okay, I've people that I know that have played the game that have just started out and have no absolute idea of what's going on and things like that. I tell them, just quest. Okay, so you're gonna follow your black spirit. Okay, you're gonna see over here main quest. You're gonna see quest, and all this stuff. Don't really worry about any of this. Okay, you really don't have to worry about any of this until the game explains it to you. So in seasons, that will be explained to you as you go with leveling. So you will, as you first start out, you want to don't pick Land of the Morning Light as a start point. You want to pick the Ancient Ruins as a start point, because if you pick Morning Light, you'll be stuck over at Morning Light, and then you're going to have to try to figure out how to get back and do all that stuff. Majority of the things you want to do will be within the mainland and stuff like that. So always pick the Ancient Ruins. Once you start from the Ancient Ruins, your Black Spirit will give you a book. Actually, these are all gone. Okay, so your Black Spirit will give you a book, which will help you gain silver, depending on what type of monsters that you fight. That will give that to you. But yeah, you just want to start questing. So you just want to follow your Black Spirit. The only thing that you want to do is you want to stick to this tab only, main quest. Okay? You can do side quests, but side quests is more of a suggestion. So as you can see on the top there, it says suggestions, reoccurring, and events. So these are more side quests. Okay. So for majority of these, you don't really have to worry about kind of doing those. You want to stick to the main quest, where it will tell you your path on how you should follow and how you proceed throughout the game. Now, as you're playing the game and you're questing, you're gonna get gear throughout your quests. Okay, you'll start to get Naru gear, and Naru gear is a beginner gear. As you're playing and questing, you're going to be getting beginner Blackstones. Now, beginner Blackstones is what's used to level up your Naru gear. Now, to make this very simplified for you, you don't want to use Cronstones, and you don't want to use any type of fail stacks. Now, if you don't know what a fail stack is this item right here. It's a plus 20. So that will be during enhancement. Okay, so you don't want to use this on Naru gear. You don't want to use this on Naru gear. Okay, you want to hoard these. You want to save these as much as possible. You want to save the Cronstones. You want to save the Artisan's Memory. You want to save your fail stacks. You want to save memory fragments. All of those things you want to hoard. Okay? Save, 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 save. That is one of the biggest advice that I can say to new people or explain to new people. You want to save those items because those items are going to be very valuable to you once you do start getting end game gear, which is boss gear. And there's 3 types of boss gears. So you want to save that stuff. Okay? Now, as you're playing with your seasonal character, you're doing the quests. Okay? When you come over here, you'll see it'll show you in regions what certain quests that you have activated, which is showing underneath my map on the right hand side. So those are all quests that you have activated. If you have quests on another character, it will also show up here as well. Because it's bound by your family. Certain quests are bound by your family, some are not. So if you do it on a quest on another character and you complete it, it will be completed for your other character as well. Now, on the top here, you'll see what's ongoing. So these are my ongoing quests. Okay? Press R1, you'll hit main quests. Now from here, it's showing level 56. That's because that's my next chain of quests from that level. And as you can see, it says unaccepted Valencia. So that's my next step to sort of progress in the thing. Now, I've done a lot of questing in this game. I'm actually almost at 9,000 quests. So if I jump into seasons, which I'll show when Scholar comes out, that I skip the main story. And the reason why I skip the main story is because I've done it so many times. I don't really need to see it and all that stuff. But as a new player that's just starting out in this game, you're going to have to do the main story at least once on one character. So when you get the game, you should have 3 character slots that you can make 3 additional characters, depending on what you choose, what type of character you choose, what type of character you want to be. It is gender locked, unfortunately. So if you're gonna play a berserker, you're gonna be, one of these big guys, and so forth. Or if you're gonna play a ninja or a kuno, or you're gonna play, a sage or a megu or a wusa or any of those types of classes, they are gender locked. So for my suggestion, for you as a new player, is when you're making characters, right? Try to pick a main. Try to pick which one is going to be your main character and which one you're going to be using majority throughout your questing, majority through leveling up your gear, and things like that. Your second character that you're going to make, you want to have a life skilling character. Now, you can do life skilling on your main. There's no problem with that. You can have one person, you don't need this many characters, but honestly, it's beneficial to have a lot of characters. Especially when the first game came out, because they were able to hold your fail stacks. Now that they've changed that, that's kind of a little bit obsolete, but I mean, you could still use them to hold your fail stacks. And stuff like that. Or they could be individual storage, right? You can come up to a character and they can hold whatever stuff that you want them to hold. Because one of the main things in this game is storage. You're gonna get a lot of garbage. And a lot of good stuff. But majority of it is gonna be garbage. So you're gonna be packing a lot of stuff in your storages, and you're gonna see that as you're questing to a lot of these towns, right? So here, I'll pull up my world map here, just so that you can see. As you're questing to a lot of these main towns, like say Grana, which is right here in Camasilvia, which you won't get to yet, but in the main towns that you're most likely going to be around, you're going to be going to Olvia. You're going to be going to Florn. You're going to be going to Northern Wheat Plantation, Calpheon. You're going to be going to Hydel. You're going to be going to Velia. And you're going to be making your way all the way to Medea, which is Altanova. And eventually, you'll branch out all the way to Sangrain, all the way to Valencia. Now, as you're questing in seasons, you're going to be mostly around this area here. Maybe not so much of this area as of yet, because as you can see, AP level is 90, level 48. So your character needs to be around that level, a level 48, and have 90 AP to fight these types of enemies. So in the beginning, you're not going to be there. You're going to mostly be around this area fighting imps. You're going to be fighting, orcs, steel imps, and bandits, depending on your level. So level 24, 27, you kind of want to go through that. Unless, like I said, if you're in a guild and you meet people in that guild where they can actually take you somewhere and power level you up. But let's just say you don't have that. Okay? Let's just say you're not in a guild, very brand new player, and things like that. So you're going to be questing all around this area. You're going to be questing up to here at Crown Castle, and you're going to be doing a lot of this stuff within this area, which is around your current level. Now, as you're questing, you're going to be getting gear. You're going to be getting, like I said, you're going to get armor, you're going to get weapons, you're going to get beginner blackstones, like the Naru gear and things like that. And those beginner blackstones, you just want to smash those into your gear. Now, I'll show you that in a minute, but that's what you're gonna do. You're kind of going to go step by step. You're gonna be learning questing. You're just gonna be doing the main quest. That's the only thing that you need to stick to. If you want to do anything individual, well, you can go to all these NPCs. Some of these NPCs will have quests. As you can see, some of these don't, right? Now, when you go to your questing page, you'll see right at the bottom where it says quest type. You only see that I have two things activated: quests and combat. Now, in order to change that, you want to hit L2 and triangle, okay? And you want to activate all of your quests. When you activate all of these quests, you will see every quest item that an NPC will give you. Okay, so now that I activated it, if I run over here per se, and
It's a joke.
let me see if I can find an NPC that has a quest. Majority of these I I have done, so they probably won't show up for me, but you will find some NPCs that do have the quests. Depending on wherever city that you're in, right? So as you're questing, you won't per se come to this village first. It'll take you to Velia. So I'll just pop up the map here. So when you first start the game, you're going to be right here in the Forest of Seclusion. Okay? So you're going to be starting off right here at the Ancient Stone Chamber. You're going to be fighting a bunch of enemies around here, trying to learn some of your stuff. And then it's going to take you all the way to the Western Guard Camp. And then from the Western Guard Camp, you're going to make your way all the way to Velia. And then once you get to Velia, this is like one of the main cities. A lot of people hang out here. And I don't know. They just stand around, do whatever that they're going to do. So from there, as you're questing, it's going to take you all the way to Crown Castle. Or actually, sorry, it will take you over to the Forest of Plunder, where you're going to have to fight some goblins. And then it'll take you to Crown Castle. After you've finished and beaten Crown Castle, it will take you back to Velia, and then it'll push you towards Heidel. So you'll be making your way to here. As you're making your way to Heidel, okay, you're going to push out this way. You're going to be doing Lynch Farm, which is right here. And then it's going to push you towards the bandits. Once you're done the bandits, it's going to push you to Delphi Knight's castle. Once you deal with the harpies, it's going to push you out to the Northern Wheat Plantation. Now, depending on what quest you go through from Heidel, because there's going to be crossroads. So each part of the story, especially like say at the Western Guard Camp, there's a crossroad. Don't worry, whichever one you pick, it all leads to the same thing until you get to Heidel. Once you get to Heidel, there's going to be 3 quests. You could do Jordine, you can do an Inkarsha lady, or you could just do a straight up monster killing quest, depending on whichever one you want to do. If you do the Jordine quest, it'll push you around here. and it'll push you south to where the orc camp is. If you do the Incarcia lady, she'll push you out all the way to Calpheon, and through Calpheon, she'll push you south to Trent, and then all the way back to Calpheon, and then more towards Keplen, where the giants are, and the Trina Knights. So doing the Incarcia lady is very good, because it's going to net you all of these places, and it's going to open up your map a lot. And once you're done with Calpheon, it's going to push you straight all the way to the Countess Sylvia Temple. And then you're going to make your way to Turif. And then you're going to make your way to Altanova. And this is like the Medea questline. So you can see certain regions of places. When you go on here, you'll see Medea territory. So Medea territory is all of this up until the eastern border. So from here to there, all the way to up to here, is all Medea. Okay. For Serendia, when you come up to Serendia, Serendia is all of this. So I'll take you from here, all of this little circle up until the eastern border, and up until the northern Heidel Court, like Heidel Pass. Sorry. For Balanos, Balanos is all of this coming up to here and straight up into this region to where it gets up to Florin. So majority of this is all Balanos. All of this area here, this huge area, up until where is it? Porphyria, straight down to Trent, up to here to Keplen, and up to the Delphi Knight Castle. That's all Calpheon. So you can see the emblems of territory-wise. You can see Balanos. Balanos also has some of these sea islands. A lot of majority of this is all Balanos until you get to a certain part where it's like Magoria oceans and stuff like that. But that you don't really have to worry about too much unless you have a boat. So majority of the time you're going to be in the upper portion of Balanos, you're going to be in Medea, you're going to be in Serendia, and you're going to be in Calpheon. So that's a pretty huge portion of the map that's opened up. So you're going to have all this top portion here opened up. When you get to a town, right? So when you get into a town and you see people, you're going to want to talk to all these people, okay? A lot of these people are going to be question marks. Now, to show you a question mark, if I have him here, okay, he's not showing up. There's a person right here that takes you to the Land of the Morning Light. That's a boat guy, so he will actually take you all the way over here, which is, where is it? Right over here. So right here, I haven't been there yet because I'm doing a lot of stuff on the main island still. So this is the Land of the Morning Light area. So he'll take you way over there. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of these question marks, and you'll see them on your mini map. If you see these question marks, go to it. Talk to every single person that you can, or that you can see, that has a question mark in a section, depending on where you start out. So you're gonna start out around here. You're gonna want to meet a person there. You're gonna want to probably go to these little farms, talk to people. You want to do that as much as possible because knowledge in the game is what will help benefit your character as you're leveling, as you're gaining knowledge. It'll be easier to fight enemies and things like that. Also, too, a lot of these NPCs um, will give you knowledge as well. So when you come up to your first town in Velia, you see question marks. Go to every single question mark that you could possibly get to. If you want to see, if you hold triangle, and so this is what it will be like normally. If you go to the head with the question mark on it, those are people of interest. Okay, so as you're starting out on your quest, that's what you're gonna mainly be focusing on at first. And you're gonna be trying to level up your gear. You're gonna be trying to level everything up to Vula. So once you do your Naru gear, you're smashing your Narus into your thing. How to do that? You want to come up to your Black Spirit, and you want to go to Enhancement. When you go into Enhancement, you'll be propped up to this page. Okay, so you'll put your gear piece, whatever the gear it is, that's Naru. You're going to put it in here. And then over here, you'll have your beginner Blackstones. And then you just want to press skip, and you just want to enhance. Smash everything into it. Once you get this to pen, which is a level 5, as you can see, the pen items, you'll get a prompt to, like, on the just underneath the full support for the autumn season, you'll get a prompt to level up your gear to Vula, okay, which is this stuff here. Now it'll become a pry to Vula. Once you get a pry to Vula, for majority of your gear, accessories you don't have to worry too much yet, because you gotta grind for some of these. In certain areas, you can get duos of these items, and you would have to spend ore, Tavula ore, to buy these accessories to smash them into together. Now, when you smash in enhancement Tavula earrings, if you fail, they're both destroyed. So you gotta try to, like, play around with it. Try to get like a high fail stack as you're doing that, to get up to that. If you want to learn more enhancements on things like this, my suggestion to you is go on YouTube and YouTube videos on enhancement. Like I said, do your research. Research how to do these things. Okay, especially for like new beginners into the game. Do your research on that. Google it, YouTube it. There's a lot of people that show a lot of videos on what type of fail stack that you can use to enhance it, and things like that. How efficiently you can enhance it, and then you just sort of want to go off of that to getting your enhancement levels up there. Now, for certain items, as you're doing your pass, right? So, I can't really show you my pass, but this is the season's pass. There will be one side that will give you quests as you go. Now you have to complete this in order. Okay, so I will show that when I do my stream in 2 days. For Scholar, I will show the season's pass and things like that, and I'll show you that there's you'll see slightly over there it says Black Spirit Pass. That is something that you have to buy to unlock. Okay, you have to spend real money on that to buy that to unlock. And there's also a free section where, as you're following along with the pass, as you go through it, you have to go through it step by step. As you're doing that, and as you're progressing with your gear, so you want to follow your paths, okay? As you're questing, as you're getting the materials, you want to follow your paths, and as you're following that and leveling up, you'll get you'll get free rewards to help you level up your stuff, but you'll also get 2 items which will help guarantee one of your sets of gears, whether it's armor, weapon. You'll get a Burning Tides. I think it's the Frozen Burning Tides for your armor and your weapons to enhance it to pen at 100%. And then the other one you'll get is for an accessory, which will enhance an item up to pen from 10. So there's 5 levels. So it'll go from Pry, Duo, Tri, to Tet, to Pen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same thing for your accessories and stuff like that. For your earring and for your ring, if you're at that stage of where you're boosting your gear up and things like that, only do one of these. Okay? Only do 1 earring, 1 ring. Don't worry about the other one, because you'll get that in your battle pass. Once you hit level 59, you'll get the ring. And then once you hit 60, you'll get the earring at a pen level. So only do one of these. But the necklace and the belt you'll have to do. And let's say you get your belt up to pen, your necklace is at Tet. As you complete your pass, then you can use, your item, that Burning Tides item, to increase it to pen at 100%. So technically, you will only have 3 items to level up for accessories. 2 of them you have to push. 1 of them you can use the stones. Same thing for your gear, for your armors. Majority of these you have to push, and then once you get that item, then you can use it on one weapon or 1 gear piece. Now, as you're grinding, you'll meet a little goblin, and he has a chance of dropping another item for you to enhance as you're grinding. But I can't unfortunately show you that because I'm not in an area where he will automatically show up. He usually comes in some pretty good grinding areas. So once you're done that, and you're learning the game, that's the best way to learn the game. Is as you're starting from the beginning, just quest. Okay? Do as many quests as you possibly can. Once you get to Valencia here, right? The next time you do seasons, you can skip the main story, and you'll automatically pop up right here for Valencia. And you would have to talk to Alustin to do that. Now, as you're playing the main story, he will be an NPC that you meet very early on in the game. And then, as you continue on, then you can start doing this. Now, when you skip the main storyline, you're not going to be doing quests. You still can. But at that point, you should have gear. You will get the gear when you talk to Fugar, right? So let's just say you skip the game, the quest on your second season playthrough. You'll come up to this guy at Velia. He's at the stables. He'll always be around the stable area. You'll talk to this NPC. Now, when you talk to this NPC, he will give you a full set of Naru gear. and you'll level up that way. So he'll give you like little memorandums, things that you would have to do, and it's level based. So at that time, you could just go to a grind zone and you're just grinding for levels. Whereas the first time you're doing it, you need to quest. So when you're starting that, don't worry about anything else, just quest. Follow the main quest line all the way up to Valencia, all the way up to here. And as you're in your, as you got your gear up to pen, let's say you have full pen gear, full pen accessories, things like that, then you want to start continuing on up to here with the level of your character. You hit level 60, well, you can make it all the way up to Oda. And this will be the final end for the story until you start pushing into the Land of the Morning Light. Ataraxine, you don't have to worry about. Those are mainly dungeons. So these are like dungeon raids and stuff like that. You can do them, but it's better if you're in a party. If you're in a party of like say 5 to 6 people, that's the better choice of doing these. So once you get up to the Oda Lydia, you're done the main storyline on the mainland, and then if you want to proceed to Land of the Morning Light, you can do so, right? You can just go talk to the guy, he'll take you to the Land of the Morning Light, and then you'll begin again. And you'll start questing over there. You'll start following the main storyline, and then from there, that Land of the Morning Light is like a boss area. So you're going to be fighting a lot of bosses. Not so much of grinding areas. That's why I say don't start off at Land of the Morning Light, because there's not very many grinding areas, if none at all. It's mostly a boss area. And that's for more high-end people, because you get very high-end things in that area. So once you've done that, once you've quested, once you've finished the main story and took it as far as you could possibly get it, okay, you'll get some accessories which are going to be good to give to your alt. Because like I said, you get 3 characters that you can make. So if you do one character, that's strictly for, questing, grinding, whatever. And then you have your second character, which is going to be life skilling. You want to get into life skilling, which is like fishing, farming, gathering, processing, all of the stuff over here. You'll have your character to do that. Now, my character here, I don't have a lot of life skilling stuff on for her, because when I show you my characters, you probably saw a bunch of the same characters for certain of them. So my main are these 3 right here. These 3 right here are my mains. These other megas I did through seasons. So every character that you see that are doubled, besides the Shies, any of these characters here, these are my grinders. So I will put them in a place like over here. I have her at Tarif. I have her, my main character, at Duvakrin, right? Because these 2 are my tag characters. She's over here in Alvia. My Kuno is my life skiller / enhancement person. Okay? So I have basic gear for her right now, besides the weapons. A lot of life skilling stuff. She is enhancing. I use her to enhance a lot of my stuff. And when I come over here, she has like all of my stored fail stacks. Now, doing seasons is very good. That's how I accumulated, almost 450 fail stacks of 20 fail stacks. So doing seasons, you can benefit a lot on getting these fail stacks and stuff like that. So it's really really good to do. And once you complete your seasonal character and you want to graduate, right? You go talk to Fugar, and he would give you a timepiece called Fugar's timepiece. When you use that Fugar's timepiece, you'll be making another character at the same level that this character has. So 62 level, however many skill points this character accumulated, energy is family bound, contributions is family bound, but skill points and experience is what's transferred over to your new character. So you'll have like another second character at the same level, same amount of skill points as your seasonal character. So the benefit of that is you're getting two characters that are going to be at a high level, while your other character that you've made could be at a low level. Now you can do a grinder, and then when you're timepiecing, you can make a life skiller at that same level. So very beneficial, depending on how you wanna do your characters. For me, I'm a Megu main and a Nova main. So like these three are my mains, but I mostly play with these two. So these two are like my highest characters. Well, my Nova's my highest, but and these characters here I mostly put, or I will put in different areas. Right now I'm just sort of building out gear so that they can go and grind certain locations where I don't have to take my main character to go do. So my main character can do other things like questing and stuff like that, and gaining knowledge, gaining energy. The more knowledge you have, the higher your energy will be. So that's what I'm kind of using these characters for. Whereas other characters, I will position them in other places. Like here I have this person in Krituga, so she's farming Krituga. I'll probably put her in Histria, maybe her in Akhmin, put her at Star's End, put her somewhere like Trees or something, in Chemisylvia, and just farm those locations to get the loot, the drops, and things like that. So that's kind of what I'm doing with my characters for the time being, but right now I'm building gear for them. So on my off time, that's what I do. I do enhancements, other than just questing and stuff like that. But once you do have your character up to 62, you don't have to leave. Okay? I could keep this character in seasons for as long as I want. But since Scholar is coming out, I'm probably going to have to take this Megu out, and then I will put her somewhere to grind. And then Scholar will be my new seasonal character, and then I'll be leveling up Scholar and all that stuff. So I'll kind of show you where I go to level up. I'll kind of show you what I basically do. As like a solo player, that's kind of like what I do. I'm in my own guild, but I'm only in that guild for rewards and benefits and stuff like that. I don't usually put stuff out in chat looking for more people, because I kind of find, like, from experiencing guilds and being in certain guilds, um, it's not beneficial for me because, like I said, I'm a very casual player. I play when I want. I'll be in it when I want. I don't want to be forced to do something, um, and stuff like that. When you're in another guild, that's mainly what it's all about. You're there to build up the guild. You're there to do whatever the leader wants you to do, and you're a member there to do those things. If you don't do those things, they will kick you out of the guild. They'll boot you out because you're not benefiting the guild. And they'll try to recruit somebody to fill up your spot, your position, and that's it. And then you're out of a guild. You lose the benefits from the guild and things like that. If people do see this video and they do want to join my guild, I mean, hey, I'm down for it, but I'm very flexible. I'm not going to force you to do whatever you don't want to do. If you want to help out with the guild, sure, by all means, I'm down for partying up and doing that. But if not, then you don't. I'm not going to be on you, hounding you, and all that stuff because I'm not so much of a PvP player. I will only PvP if I have to, and that's usually for my own survival, which I've done many times. But for most of the time, I'm only in there for the rewards. Also, too, once you've done seasons, you'll get a thing called a Black Star. So once you hit level 61, you'll get a free Black Star. You can get the main weapon, the awakening weapon, or the sub weapon. Okay, so once you jump out of seasons, this is here for somebody, or for one of your characters, your main character, or anything like that, and so forth. And this is why I'm kind of saying, when you do pick a character that you're going to benefit from. Pick a character you're going to have fun with. I have fun with playing Megu, and she's very easy to learn. She's very powerful, and that's why I have 4 of them. But mainly to grind in areas and things like that. Same with the Wusa. Wusa is also another fun character. Dracania is not too bad. She is pretty fun, but those are majority of what I will use in certain areas. My life skillers are my Kuno, my Shy. I gotta start training this Shy into life skilling, but this Shy here is mainly my main. So I use the timepiece on this to get this Shy. This one I've built from ground up. Majority of all my characters I've built from ground up, all the way up to 62. I haven't pushed any farther than that, only because as you begin to find when playing this game, you'll be bombarded with many, many things. So if you're sick of, bored of grinding at a spot constantly, and you want to do something more laid back, more casual, then you can switch to your life skiller and start life skilling and doing all of that stuff. So same thing for like my gear and stuff like that. I've enhanced all of this. All my gear I've enhanced. So I got basic Fallen God, Pangaius, Kaposha rings, which you can get 1 from seasons. Per season that you do, you can get the necklace, which is right here. You can get the necklace, you can get the belt, you can get the earring, you can get the ring. This ring here I've built through a quest, which you can do in seasons. This is a very beneficial thing to do. You can start it in Velia. You can talk to an NPC named Jatina, and she will put you through this quest to build your first pen accessory. On PC, they've given out a second quest that you can do to get either the ring or 2 earrings. It hasn't come to console yet, so I am kind of waiting on that, but I may level it up. Now, when you're enhancing and leveling your gear, if I have this gear right now, I'm not going to pick this item and enhance it. If I blow this up and it gets discarded, I'll have to start fresh, and my character will be less than AP and things like that. But for armor, you can do that, right? You don't have to worry about it blowing up because you're just dealing with durability. But accessories, if it blows up, it's gone. If you're not chroning it to downgrade, as you're trying your pen attempts, if it downgrades to try, there is a slight chance that it will blow up. But if it downgrades, then at least you still have the item. So, accessory enhancements, again, there's many guides on YouTube and Google that you can sort of look to try to enhance, but this will come after seasons, okay? All of this stuff here is what you're wanting to get to for your end game stuff. But this comes after. So once you do seasons, right, and I graduate, once you do seasons and you graduate, so if I show another seasonal character that I took out, you can get your pen weapon, whether it's your main, your sub, your awakening, or your armor pieces, your chest, your helmet, your gloves, your boots. You'll have one item that you can create to have at a TET level. So once you complete seasons and all that stuff, you can choose whatever you want to choose, whether it's your main hand, your awakening weapon, or armor piece. You can get a TET version of it. So this is a boss gear. Okay, so I'll show you boss weapons. So if you come into the store here and you see here, anything that's yellow is like boss gear. This is more legendary gear. Okay, if it's like in an orange, these are the more higher end gear pieces, as you can see from the price range from it. This is the new weapon that came out. It's a God-Eyed weapon, and it's very similar to Blackstar. Only thing difference being in this is more of a PvE weapon, where this is more of a PvP. Okay, kind of the same as when you get into your sub weapons, right? When you get into your sub weapon, there's 2 versions. So one is PvE, the other PvP, and it will vary in different stats. And then if you want, you'll most likely start out getting these ones until you can do a quest to get your Black Star. And then once you do your Black Star and you get it to TET, then you'll get a quest to do it to make it into a God-Eyed. Now, the only difference between Black Star and God-Eyed is when you get into the stats, right? If you have a TET Black Star weapon and you do that quest, that God-Eyed weapon will be right here. So this base version of the God-Eyed shield is equivalent to the same as a TET Black Star. Okay, so now the only difference between that and pen is from pry to duo to try to tet, you get a little bit more AP or DP. Okay, so when you go to your main weapon, right, and you look at a black star and you go, okay, so pry is 94 to 100, right? You go to a God-Eyed. The pry version of, the pry version of this is 123, 129. Okay, so it's scaled different in between pry and tet. If you get a pen equals the same amount as a pen black star. Okay, you see 131, 137, 212, and then whatever item effects. You go into the God-Eyed at a pen level, see the exact same thing. 131, 137, 212, and the same item effects. So the only beneficial that this weapon is usually from pry to tet. And that makes this weapon a little bit more stronger in these phases. Or sorry, in these stages. But once you get a pen, it equals the same amount as a pen black star. The only difference is the price. So they have the exact same stats. But if I go to tet, it's 122, 128. If I go over here, it's 122, 128. Pry, 123, 129. Duo, 125, 131. Try, 126, 132. If I go to try over here, it's 114, 120. So it's a little less in AP wise. And AP is your attack power. Okay, so if you want to know what your AP and DP is, when you see the number here, these three numbers at the top, the first one is for your main weapon. So my AP bracket is 248 for my main weapon. For my awakening weapon, it is 250. For my armor and the accessories, depending if it has DP on it, right? So this doesn't have DP on it. This doesn't have DP. That doesn't have DP. That doesn't have DP. This doesn't have DP. So just my armor alone is 310. And that's how you scale your attacks, and then whatever benefit it comes on from it, right? So your main weapon is probably 118. I have 192 accuracy, and then whatever it tells me here for item effects, if I have a 4-piece, 3-piece on, that's what I'm going to be getting. So I get extra damage plus 19. And these are like hidden stats, okay? These do not equivalent to your main total. That's the 248 is like a base. Okay. So each individual weapon will have its piece that pertains towards your weapon. If you want to see what your full stats are for it, you can go into here and it'll show you what damage you're doing, how much damage you can be doing, what your accuracy to hit monsters, your accuracy rate when you're grinding to hit enemies. It'll show you what you're benefiting, what you're getting, and what's giving you these stats, and how much accumulated extra AP you have towards monsters, Chemosylvian monsters, demi-humans, and humans. It'll show you for that. Now that's just on the base of your weapons, but if you have any type of crystals, it will show you what you have, right? So on the right hand side, it's showing you what I have you know, like the critical hit, casting speed, AP, all of that, all of those hidden stats is what's going to show up on your stat page for all of that stuff. Whatever crystals that I have, that's all included into my stats to give me more damage, more movement speed, more casting speed, anything like that. And when you go over here, you can see what you have it towards, right? So you have casting speed. I have at level 5, so I'm getting 20% casting speeds. Movement speed is only 2. Critical hit, only 1. Or sorry, only 2. And these are the 3 things on this that's going to be beneficial for my character. My character's not that fast. Casting speed is, you know, it's very good. It's the highest. It won't go any higher than what 5 is. Save for my critical hits, it's only 2. It's pretty basic. And then this shows you, you know, the same thing. Your stats for what your character is level wise from your gear or from your crystals. Now, if you see here where it says critical hit, movement speed, casting speed, if I go into the transfusion, you'll see that I have leveling applied to this. Okay, so these are the stuff that I use to level up my character, right? So I got max HP, combat experience, HP recovery, same thing. I got critical hit, casting speed, all AP. I got health, AP, more hits, skill, same thing. And then I have combat experience, 20%, and things like that. Now, I can get more if I add different crystals in here that are just strictly for leveling. I could do that, right? So, like, if I remove... Here, let me do this. If I come into, like, say, this, see I have combat experience on that one. Or if I come into my crystal page, I can add leveling combat experience, right? So I can add these. I can add this, all of this, just for combat experience alone and skill experience, depending on what I want to put in there. If I want a little bit more AP, then I can put a little bit more AP. If I want, you know, more critical thing, you can only put 2 of the same. So if you have 4 of these sitting in here, you can only put 2. So keep that in mind. When you're looking at here, you can see crystal group, spirit, max transfusible by group, 2. Whereas if I come over here, no limit, no group. So I could put as many of these in there as I want, just to level up my character, right? So since I have it on leveling, and this is applied, that's basically what my character is going to be benefiting from hidden stats wise. If I go over to here, and I apply this, right? So I applied that, there you see movement speed came up, and I go to my stats. Well, now I'm at 5, I'm at 4, and I'm at 5. Right? And probably that one movement speed that I'm missing from there is probably because of my outfit. I don't think I have... Or I might... But regardless of the case, I can always add something, right? I can always take something to increase my movement. But still, my character's going to be a lot faster. And she's not in the leveling section, so I'm going to be doing more damage. My casting speed's still going to be very high, but my crit attack is going to do more damage. And me getting out of a way, doing something I'll be able to do, right? So whether as I'm traveling somewhere, backing up, it's pretty decent. So as you're doing your quest, there's going to be certain quests that you're going to be picking up. One of these quests will be for your fairy, um, which you'll be leveling up and trying to get your Radiant Fairy. So that's the Radiant Fairy is the best fairy in the game. Brilliant is your second best. Glimmering is third, and Faint is your fourth. So Faint is the worst. Glimmering is eh. Brilliant is good, and Radiant is like the best. So you want to. So, like I said, when you're doing your stuff, you may get these in your challenge rewards. They may pop over here or whatnot. The game will give you a free fairy at a brilliant level. You may get it through your attendance rewards. They may show up somewhere around here or in here, depending on what they're offering you, right? Like what they give you for new players and stuff like that. So you'll be able to get a fairy. Second thing that you want to try to do is you want to get your family inventory. So when you get your family inventory, you're going to have this space right here. Now this is family bound, okay? Each of your characters can use this. Now there's going to be quests that you'll do. If you're doing your seasons pass or whatnot, it'll show you this. And you'll get the easy version of doing these quests to get your family inventory. And here you can put potions, you can put food, you can put scrolls, whatever scrolls you want, food, pet food, worker food, and things like that. Your potions, your infinite potions, things like that, depending on how much space you have. The game will give you free for the first one or two. It's not a lot, but they'll give you a free space and free weight. And then the other time that you want to do that or get any type of free weight or anything like that, you can go to your loyalties and then you can pick them up there. Okay, they'll be right in the beginning of where you can pick up family inventory weight, family inventory space, crystal space, how many crystals you can put in, and the Nadir's Band. So those are the three main quests that you want to try to do, and that will help you with enhancement and storage and other things. So this right here, these little 4 circles, where you can see that I have a 254 fail stack, 2 fail stack, and stuff like this. This is your Nadir's Band. So you can get spaces for this where you can keep your fail stacks rather than putting it on a character, right? So you can see here I have a 217 on this character, I have 214 on this character. These are all 2s. I got 131, 131, 131, and so forth. So the 542 there is my energy level and things like that. And that's kind of why it's a little bit beneficial to have a lot of characters, because it offers variety, right? So if I get bored of playing these 2 characters, then I can switch to something else and play you know, any of these characters. I could try to level these characters up to 62 instead of keeping them up at 60, right? So I can level these characters, get them up, get them higher up, do some life skilling on these characters, or so forth. Right? So I could do all these life skilling and stuff. When you do life skilling per character and you get it at a professional level, this level right here will go up. Okay? So I've already reached 900. I'm 908. And 901 or higher, you're making 2 mil, 2.7 mil per day. Right? The amount of characters you have, and depending if they're 56 or 60, will go towards this level here. So this is giving me 12.6 million silver per day, plus this. Now, the more quests you do, and stuff like that, this will also give you more silver per day. So doing those kind of things, leveling up your characters, having a lot of characters, doing, you know, life skilling or whatever. If you only have one character that's doing life skilling, this is not going to be very high. It may if you're at Guru or something, because it always goes up, right? It goes up 3 levels, depending on what you have. So from professional, it'll go up a few points. I think it's like 10 or 15 points. If you go to artisan, it's going to go up maybe 3 points, maybe 5. Master, it'll go up maybe 3 points or so. And then Guru, it'll go up, you know, a few points. Depending. But if you want to get this up right away, if you have the amount of characters like I have, you could just take each of these characters and get, you know, one of their stuff. Like, say for her, I normally have her for farming. I got her up to artisan. You know, that's adding points up to there. Majority of these characters are usually either processing or gathering. So I have them up. My Shy and my Kuno both have artisan professional on majority of the skills, except for, you know, hunting, sailing, and barter. Everything else is pretty much high. So if you're life skilling, you want to push that up. You want to push that up as high as you possibly can, because that's going to go towards your mastery. Okay? So when you look over here, and I go see my mastery level, my mastery is doo-doo on this character because I haven't done anything, right? I only got alchemy. Alright? So my mastery on that is 25 in training. Everything else is all like all beginner level, right? Very, very beginner level. So your mastery is not going to be high. The higher mastery you have, the better materials you'll get, and things like that. So if you're coming into this game to become a life skiller, if you're playing normally on a normal server, you don't have to go past 50. You can stay below 50 and just life skill. If that's your passion, by all means, you know, do whatever you want to do. It's a very lucrative thing, but it's also very time consuming. It's very long. It takes a very long time to set up workers, nodes, and then taking your character out to those locations to gather all that stuff. Usually, if you're just starting out and you're grabbing all that stuff, the majority of the veteran players will just buy it, right? They'll just go to the whatever they need, come over here, say, oh, I need titanium ore. Well, okay, I'm going to buy a whole crap load of it, right? Somebody went out there and farmed all this stuff so that veteran players can just come in here and just buy it. Once veteran players buy it, then they can increase it to something else. They can make melted. whatever. And if they want to sell that at a base price, then by all means, sell it at a base price. Or they can make ingots from these base things, right? So this is the base. Once you do processing on it or heating, it will turn into melted. From melted, you do more heating, it'll turn into bronze or like an ingot, depending on what you include in with it. And then from here, you can even make it more special by adding, like a metal solvent or something towards it to make it even higher, right? And sell for a higher price. And that's how usually life skilling goes. You'll get the materials, you'll craft them, and then you'll sell them. Or you'll make them into a more higher item that people want, and then you'll sell them. Now it's kind of up and down because a lot of people may not buy the main piece. They may actually buy it as a base and do it themselves. Because if you do it yourself, you're getting those life experience. You're getting, whatever experience it is for your character to do, right? So, for example, if I come over here and I go talk to a material vendor.
No tools are necessary for harvesting grains.
Right? Let's say I buy an axe. Okay. I equip that axe. I come up to the first tree I have. Now, at first, this is what it's going to be like as a new player. Okay? As you can see there, the meter is very long. Takes a very long time to do your shops and stuff like that. Now, as you're questing, and you're questing, let's say you finish the entire story. As you finish the entire story and go through a bunch of stuff throughout the game, right? You'll be doing things like these ADV stuff. Okay? Now, when you do these ADV stuff, they'll give you a bunch of items. Okay? They'll give you inventory space for your character. They'll give you money. Let me see if I can find one. So, one space to your inventory, which is really good. There has to be one in here that gives you it. Unless it's not showing for me because I've already done it, but okay, yeah. It's probably not showing up for me because I've already done it, but some of these ADV quests will give you pets. And also too, when you're questing, you'll also get some pets. And once you get some of these pets, you'll see an icon there with like the pitchfork. Or you'll see like the green pitchfork and a hoe. It's very hard to see, but that's what the icon picture is. If you have that with that, so as you can see, right now, if I go to my character, my grinding or gathering is 0. Okay, so I have absolutely nothing towards that. But once you have pets and you take out those pets that have those icons, right? So I got 3. I think that's about it. Okay, I'll take out this little chicken. I'll take out this bear. So I have 5 pets out, right? So you can only have 5 pets out at a time. And now if I go to a tree, and you'll see how much faster it is. Okay, and that's because it's adding. So I have only like 3 gathering things to there. And if you go up to your crystal slot here, if you get a green crystal, right? So let's say I pull out my thing and I come up to these little green crystals here, these life spirit stones. They give me +2. Okay, so I'll have like 5. 5 things. 5 stacks over here, right? So that's 75% gathering speed. So that will be like, so if I come over here, so right now I only have what, 3? So that's 4 chops. Okay, so if I have it at full, it would probably be either 1 or 2 chops. So it'll reduce it a lot. So it'll be a lot faster for you to go around and start doing all of this, start chopping your trees or whatnot at a lot faster rate. You also have pets that will, so see if I, let me just, you can see over here on the side where it says gathering +3 level, gathering +15, right? So I'm getting 15 experience towards my gathering. But if I check this pet in and I come over here and pull out my hedgehog, right? It's still pretty low, so 10%. But as I'm chopping here with that hedgehog, I'm getting more materials and things like that. So having pets out as you're life skilling, or even when you're doing combat and stuff like that, will benefit your character in leveling, getting more skill experience. Like so, for example, if I come over here, this is horse. My bird does knowledge, but it does horse training and gathering level. This one here is detection of enemy detection, and he gives me gathering experience, but he also gives me combat experience. This is cat for resource finding, and my cat does alchemy and fishing, so it gives me fishing experience. This is an auto fishing pet, but it does trade and gathering and so forth. The fox is a desert, gives you a desert debuff, or sorry, desert buff towards the debuffs that happen in the desert, which is hypothermia and hydration, and so forth. So depending on what pet you have, each pet will show a description of what it does, right? So one does skill, the other life skilling, horse training. This one gathers more materials. This one does, I don't know, detection, maybe karma, or durability. Same thing. mostly dogs do skill experience for dogs. Cats are usually resources. This otter, I think it is, does um, resources as well. The panda bears is weight limit, and so forth. But the additional skill, if it's a tier 1, it comes with 1 skill. Tier 3, it'll come with 2 additional skills. And tier 4, it'll come with 3. Now, you can turn your pet into a tier 5 pet, but you have to get materials for it. And you have to do the quest in order to make it a tier 5 pet. And then that pet will technically be like a leader pet. So, doing the main story in seasons, questing, all that stuff, very, very beneficial because you want to get like all those things. You want to get the inventory. So, with questing, you'll get more inventory spaces that will unlock this. You'll get, your family inventory. You'll get pets. You'll get a horse. For you to travel around on the map because, this map is really big. It'll take you quite a bit of time to get from one side to the next if you're just running on your character. Now, when you're just starting off, I would suggest that that's what you do. Okay. When you come over to here, you'll see fitness. Breath is your stamina. So the more your character runs, the more your character levels up breath, the more stamina your character will have. 29 is a soft cap, and then 40 is like the mid cap. But you can continuously leveling this as much as you want. Same thing for strength. Strength is weight, and that builds up for how much weight your character can hold. And health is how much added health is added towards your character. So as you're questing, you'll get those kind of things. For example, like if you come over to your when you come over to your storage, you'll get like these little drinks. You'll get these this berry juice. You'll get a green one for strength. This one I believe is for breath, and then you'll get a yellow one which is for health. So as you're leveling up your quests and doing all those, you'll get some of these accessories as you get higher, starting from Valencia to Camisylvia. You'll get a bunch of this stuff. You'll get a bunch of time-filled blackstones, which helps to level up your Tavula gear, and so forth for enhancements. So you want to like stockpile some of that stuff. Keep these for later dates for when you want to enhance. Then you can put these on your alts so that they have story accessories, which is pretty decent. It's pretty high. Not as high as your Tavula stuff, but I mean on an alt, these are perfect because those alts are only doing certain things, whatever that you want to do. Now, as for life skilling, if you're farming, if you're gathering, if you're where's my discarded bottles right here? If you're fishing, things like this, you'll get these items that you can trade in for more contribution and stuff like that. So as you're leveling and you're questing, my suggestion to you first is to find a place and pick a base of operations. My base of operations is on Olvia, so I mostly come over here. I'll have my main storage. I'll have weapons. I'll have accessories, things that I enhance. I will have, um, you know, potions, things like that, materials for enhancements or so forth. Anything like that, I'll have in my main storage. Um, and this is like usually my enhancement storage and stuff like that. Like I'll show you my storages. As you can see, like I said, I'm a very big hoarder on things. So my seals, I'll usually have in Velia. So Velia, a lot of the events happen in Velia. So normally all of my event stuff I'll put in Elvia, or sorry, in Velia. Um, and miscellaneous stuff I'll put in Velia. So like event items like this, or uh, you know, any type of event stuff, um, will be in my Velia storage because normally those NPCs will be in Velia since it's the main city. Alvia is my main. Ilia Island is where I just store extra crap. Loot boxes that I do from Rift bosses will be in here. Anything that I collect off my challenge rewards will be in here. Extra crystal slots, things like that that I don't really need in my crystal slots, I'll keep them here. My artisan workers that I have that I don't really need for the time being, and things like that, I will most likely keep in my Alien Island section. Serendia, I mostly do food, so I have all my food items, uh, all the materials to make the food items, and things like that will be in here. Glish is my metalworking area, so anything metals, ingots, stuff like that, I'll have in Glish. Medea is more my jewel stuff, so if I have anything with jewels or Yona fragments and stuff like that, will be in my Altanova. Tarif is more of my life skilling stuff, so I mostly put all my life skilling items in Tarif. If I want to fish or pick up anything else, I'll just go there, pick it up. Valencia City is all my story quest items. So anything story related through questings and items and stuff like that, I'll probably just keep one or two items in here for that stuff. Shikatu is more from my life skilling scrolls, weapon exchange scrolls, stuff like that. All these flutes that I, don't use and stuff like that. Value packs, whatever that I've gotten for free, sitting here. I'll most likely just keep them in there. Sandgrain, again, a little bit of life skilling stuff just because I don't have the room to keep these in there. But also, too, I keep my pickaxes over here because there's an area right by Sandgrain, which is the best spot to use these items on. My desert debuffs, potions, stuff like that. These I can actually get rid of. I've been getting a lot of these because I normally grind the desert nagas for easy cash when I'm doing my leveling for my seasons character. Anaconda, I usually have all the free crap that I got from challenges in my challenge rewards. For furniture wise, I mostly just put all my crap in there. Arihaza is more for workers. Myquin, I can't use this storage. The only way that you can use the storage is if you're a red player. This is a red zone town. So if you're burned out your karma and your character is completely red, you're basically a wanted person because you're a player killer. This will be a safe zone for you. For red players. Chemosylvia, I mostly just keep miscellaneous plants, things like that. Stuff that I collect. Anything that I collect in that region will go in here or in my old wisdom tree. Just because I normally do a lot of leveling in these areas for my characters, for like my season characters. I normally go to Chemosylvia to level Dragon. I'm just using this as a part-time storage for right now. For my enhancements and things like that, any kind of jewels, anything that's in Dragon, I will pick, or I'll place in here. Dragon Fang, this Venom, I'm not going to say its name because I'll probably butcher it. Valthar's Memory, Narcosolus, Tranquil, and the Blood Wolf's Oath. These items are used to getting your infinite potions. For me, I got every drop except for this one. So if I grind this at Renar's Forest, I could still possibly get that drop. I mean, you could still probably get all these drops anyways, but these are pity pieces that you would need. You would need about 100 of these to get the potions, and you would have to combine them to get the full potion, which is the infinite potion for HP and infinite mana potion for your MP. So since I got those, this is what I was left with. As I said, I got the drop for this, so I stopped at that, got the drop at this, stopped there, got the drop for that, stopped there, got the drop, stopped at that, got the drop for that, stopped at that. This one, I actually went all the way to 100 because I could not get the drop. So I built this one. In Oda Lydia, same thing, storage. I have all these free armor sets, which I'm going to start giving to my alts. I'm going to start building up some of this stuff to I guess maybe a pry or try level, just for my alts to have gear. Like I said, I mostly have them for life skilling points, or if I need to burn their energy, then I can burn their energy and things like that. So that's the storage here is just mainly a dumping storage. Okay, I need to keep that there for a quest. And then the Great Ocean. This is what you get for doing Rift bosses. And also before, these were the materials to build your gear. So, like I said, before there was a quest where you could do the ring, right? Here, let me go to that character. Right, so I built this pen ring, and I did this through the Old Moon Guild's trade offer to make this pen gear, and there'll also be another gear where you can turn your Tavula gear into actual boss gear, which I don't think I have it on this character. This character. So you get the Griffin's helmet, right? So when you come down here, you'll see equip at least 3 pieces, same set. But over here, you'll see the reformed level. Now, I've only done the boots, just because it's extremely costly. So when you do these reform levels, you can make it into a pen item. Okay, so you do 5 levels of reform, and it tells you what materials you need right here to make that, to get the next reform stone, to turn it, to go up to level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. Once you hit level 5, it becomes a pen item. Same thing for this, reform level. Same thing for this, reform level. But these boots are what I've enhanced. Same thing for this. I've enhanced that. I've enhanced that. But if I go to her weapons, you'll see that I have the reform level. So if I want to make this pen, I would have to reform it to make it to pen, because you can't enhance it. For these weapons, that's the only way that I can get pen on these specific items, is if I reform them. Whereas if I go to something else, is it her? Yeah. So whereas, say, if I go to, like, to do the boots, you'll see enhancement type fixed. And I can enhance those. Certain items, like, say, on my shy, if I come over here, it will tell you that's fixed. Or if I come over here, it'll say cannot be enhanced. So that is like a set level of items. This is a story item. It's a very good story item because you can turn it back into a weapon box and give it to your old or a new character. So when Scholar comes out, I can actually take her to Altanova, right? And when I go to that's not Altanova. When I go to Altanova, I have these weapons here that I can turn into a box, and then she can use that, and she'll be hitting for 77.91, right? For gear. I can also come over to Balanos. I can give her the 2 rings. I can give her the 2 earrings. I can just upgrade these to a tri level. So these can only go up to tri, and that's it. These are story grade gear. So I can enhance all this. For her, I also have is it Dragon? No. Oda right? So I can give her this gear. So I can give her the boots, I can give her the helmet, I can give her the chest, I can give her the gloves, and I can give her... I thought I had a necklace somewhere. That might be on a character. But yeah, I can give her that gear set, and I can use that in seasons all the way up until I start getting to Vula stuff. So that's like one step up for my character. So as you're leveling and doing questing, you will get those items. So that's also beneficial to have, because you'll get those items, you can use those items, and you can, use them up until you start leveling up your Tabula to a higher level that's higher than that gear, and then you would switch it out. And then once you switch it out, then you can give that gear back to your alt or whatnot, and then you're leveling up and you're using your Tabula gear. If you use this Fugar timepiece and you switch your characters, you have to put all of this in storage. And then when you switch your character, that new character, so your old character that you switched with is going to be now a normal character. And then the new character will be your new seasons character. And you can give this gear to them. And when you go back to your old character that you switched with, you'll get these weapon exchange coupons that you can put in storage. And then your new character can turn these old weapons into whatever that new character is going to use at a pen level. So everything will still be the same as pen and everything. The only difference with that character is you will have to do their Awakening quest and Succession quest in order to benefit from this weapon. And then so forth. And then once you graduate with that character, then you can turn that weapon into, a TET version of whatever you want out of the armor and the weapons. And then that would be your new character. But like I said, you can keep that character in seasons. You don't have to take that character out. I've had this character in here since they've changed seasons. So she's been in here for like, I don't know, 3-4 months now. And I've just been, goofing around leveling, taking my time leveling her up, trying to accumulate a lot of money, which I spent. And also too, I usually use her to farm trees to get me the Voltara belts as I'm leveling. So when I do Scholar, she will basically do the same thing, which I will show when I get to when she comes out in 2 days. So within 2 days, I'm probably going to take this character out. So now this character will be my normal character that I can use to grind. So 248, 250, 310. That's pretty decent for grinding. Pretty somewhat high-end locations within this area. It's good to do Star's End. Anywhere around here, it's not that great. Odalidia area is not that great. This is a very high-end monster zone where, yeah, I'm at 62, but I need a 310 AP. I'm only at 248, so I'm not going to do a lot of damage to these monsters. Same thing, 300 AP, but you need a party of 3. Excuse me. Probably the only good place that I can do is maybe Turos, but they're still going to be pretty beefy. So any of these areas are not going to be good to grind. Excuse me. So I would mostly keep her around, like, say, in an area like this, or like trees, where I can get the Voltara belts. It's a 240 monster zone, 260. This is doable. It will still take quite a bit of hits, but it's still quite doable. Or I could take her to Kortuga and farm there, farming Kortuga, or I could take her to Akhmens, which that's the Oasis. So Akhmens will be somewhere around here. There's a gate that I can get into, or I can find a portal. Or I could take her to Histria, which is right around here. I can do the quest to go in there and farm. Or if I want to farm, say, the the Ark map. Sorry, my mouth is very dry, so I'm going to be butchering a lot of a lot of words. So I could do that. Or if I want to go for the compass, then I can go to the sulfur mines and try to farm that, just to get those legendary items like the HP and MP potion, which you get from over here, from Chemisylvia Dragon. Or Dune Kryn. Dragon. So you would get the HP from there, so I can farm these guys. The Blood Wolves, and a Mana Peace potion from here. Tishir Ruins. So I could keep those characters in those areas to farm for accessory pieces. So over here, fighting at Star's End, you would get the Distro earrings. Over here, I would get the Baltara belts. Um, uh, over here, Blood Wolves, you can get the Eye of Ruin rings. Same thing for Tashira, Eye of Ruin rings. Over here in the desert, if I go to Akhman, I can get what's that earring? Man, I can't believe I'm forgetting this stuff. There, Tungrad. I can get the Tungrad earrings from Akhman and Histria, um, grinding in those locations. If I want to upgrade that type of gear. So, for the most part, for me, what I do for certain items, like say, crescent rings and stuff like that, you can go over here to Crescent Shrine and you can farm here. It's only 140 AP. You can farm here to get crescent rings or pieces of crescent rings that you can build and actually get the ring. Or you could do what I'm doing, which I have a level 5 jeweler and I just make them. So when I'm grinding with my seasoned character at the Desert Nagas, I'll be getting Yona fragments like crazy. This is pretty decent. A lot of people normally farm here at Centaurs, but there's a lot of people there. It gets a little bit annoying. Same thing for over here. There are quite a lot of people. It does get a little bit annoying, but it's still doable. I prefer this. I will actually level 59 to 61 here, and then take myself down to trees from 61 to 62. But yeah, I craft. I have a worker that makes my rings. And so yeah, so I guess to top this off, what time am I sitting at? Ooh, 2 hours. 2 hours? Yeah. Okay. So to top this off, I guess what you want to do as a new player for coming into this game, if you're coming into it in the beginning, kind of what you want to do is you just want a quest. Okay? You just want to jump in the game, learn the mechanics, learn your character. As you're doing your skill tree, as you're leveling up, these will level with you. So you don't have to spend skill points to level this up until you get to the point of where it's prime or absolute. But for the base stuff, it goes by level. So however high you level up, is how you'll be adding a lot of these skills. So level up your gear, have fun with the game and stuff like that. As a personal advice, don't jump into this game thinking, oh, I'm gonna get end game, all that stuff. I'm gonna go into the pearl shop. I'm gonna buy all this stuff, spend real world money, and all that stuff, and get all these things to get ahead. Don't do that. That is probably the worst thing you could possibly do at this game, is start off that way. Learn the game first. Do a lot of quests. They'll teach you how to. It'll teach you everything. Basic level teaching how to get started in the game, and you'll learn that way. That is the best things to do. If you are gonna spend money on here, uh, buy things that are gonna be of value. Buy things that are gonna be permanent, um, and that are gonna be beneficial for your character. Whereas like value packs, value packs are very beneficial. Wait for pearls to be on sale, buy that, and then get a value pack, or wait until the game drops some of these for free. Those are going to be very beneficial for you. Um, Value packs, other packs, any of this stuff, returning adventures, new adventure packs, stuff like that. This will be a good starter point. It's 95% off. So you want to look for stuff like this. Anything that's just going to benefit your character. You come over here and you don't know what it is. And you see, okay, there's premium boxes, there's crown stones, there's, all of this stuff. But what does it do? You know what I mean? And the thing that you don't want to spend money on stuff like this, because if you don't read it, you won't know exactly what you're going to get. When you look at this, it's going to say a probability. So there's a slight chance that you can get an outfit box times 10. There is a slight chance that you will get, cron stones or something, or whatever that's on here. Majority of it, you're going to get the shittiest item. So be careful of that. So you don't want to waste your money on something like that. You know what I mean? Whereas, say the starter pack, I can't show you what's in it because it was already sold out. And since I'm not a new player, this was already sold out for me to begin with, so I couldn't pick these if I wanted to. Because I'm not a new player. I'm not a returning player. I'm a casual active player. I do half an hour a day, and then that's it. Or an hour a day, that's it. 2 hours a day, that's it. Depending on the reward level of what it asks. Last week there was a cron rewards where you would have to stay in the game for 165 hours or something like that. Or sorry, 165 minutes to get those rewards. So that's roughly 2.5 hours of gameplay just to get those types of rewards, and I would just do whatever I needed to do in game to pass that time. Temporary buffs. These are probably the only two things. If you're not going to get your spirit pass for your seasons or your daily pass, this is the two items that unlock the stuff for those. But this is probably the other two things that are going to be very beneficial to buy if the game hasn't given you any of these as of late. But majority of the times the game will give you these. It won't give you a high version of these. It may give you 1 day, 3 day, or 7 day. But it'll most likely be through your challenges, and it'll be active the moment you collect it. So if you're gonna buy something, these two things are probably going to be very beneficial for you. Maids, if they're on sale, very beneficial to you, but you can get these throughout the game. I've not spent anything on maids since I played this game, and I have a lot of maids. I actually have some still sitting in storage boxes, which I haven't even opened yet. So don't worry about this. You'll get a lot of those. Buildables, probably the only beneficial thing to buy is this tent. That is probably it. That is probably the only beneficial thing in this game that is permanent, um, to help you throughout this game would just be this tent. Now, technically, you don't have to buy it. The game will actually give you a free tent through a quest, but it's not the greatest. This tent will allow you to buy certain buffs from villas, in which case you would have to go to those villas, spend a lot of silver or gold to get into that villa to have it for 7 days and be able to buy your buffs. Whereas if you have this tent and you have this book active, you can go there and like you can just get it through your tent and you don't have to worry about crossing the map to get to that villa and spending gold and whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, you'll still be spending gold, but or silver, but it's not going to be a lot. So it's very beneficial to have that tent and this book active. This Chemisovia Blessing is more for energy, more for storage space, giving you more storage for your horses at stables, and the central market. So that's what this is more beneficial for. If fairy stuff, don't worry about this. You get a lot of these through your challenge rewards, so don't ever waste money on this. Say you want to buy an outfit, sure, by all means, you want to be different. Wait for it's on sale to buy it. Or if you ultimately need to get it, see if you can get something with a coupon, and then use that coupon on it and wear your outfit. And you know what I mean? Like, by all means, have that outfit. And things like that. Same thing for like costumes, underwear, accessories, all that stuff. If you want that for your character, then by all means. For your life skiller, if you're gonna be a constant life skiller and stuff like that, then yes. Wait till these are on sale. You don't really need the riding hat, but wait till it's on sale. If you feel like you want to buy it, then by all means, it's your money. These are very beneficial for cooking, reducing cooking times, reducing processing times, for leveling up your horse, reducing alchemy times, give you more experience through farming. These ones, I mean, if you're fishing, then I mean, there's other ways you could use your pets for that stuff. But the game gives you this stuff for free, for like 7-day trial or something like that. If you want to be a hidden character and have camouflage, people won't see your name, people won't know who you are, it'll just be an unidentified adventurer, then you can get a camouflage, whether it's desert or tree forest, and stuff like that. By all means, if you want to get that, by all means, you can get that. But don't buy outfits to sell. That is a huge waste to do for getting Cron Stones or trying to get silver to get ahead. Because there's a lot of places that you can just grind and honestly make the same amount equivalent to, like I can go to trees, grind for an hour, and I've made the same amount of money, or maybe even more, from one outfit box that you would buy from Central Market. So, you know what I mean? I mean, if you want to waste your silver buying it, But then by all means, if you have a lot of silver, by all means, buy it. But I mean, don't spend real money to sell your outfits on Central Market. That is a huge waste. You're better off grinding. Go to an LV server and you will double that amount from an outfit. Mount stuff. Mount, ship, wagon, all that stuff. Please understand these are skins. Okay, these are skins. Yeah, it'll be for an ardent, for dream horses. So you really have to read what these are sold for. If you have a normal horse and you buy this, it will not fit on that horse. Uh, as you can see, can be installed on an ardent. It's only for that horse. Okay. Same thing with other stuff like your Doom horse. Um, as you can see there, it says mythical ardent. This is only for that type of horse. So be careful on what you're buying. Skin wise, make sure you're reading for what it is. For example, if I come over here, it doesn't give me a description of what type of horse it could be on, right? Whereas if I go here, it says Mythical Doom. So this will only fit on a Mythical Doom. Not a regular Doom, a Mythical Doom. This is the upgrade version of a Doom horse. Whereas this will fit on my Doom. But this will not fit on a Mythical Doom. So keep that in mind on things that you buy. Same thing for ships. These are all skins. Okay. When you click on here, it will tell you what you get. Okay. To change the look of your ship. Cosmetics, right? These are all cosmetics that give you your ship certain stats. Like as you see over here, when I went over this, it's giving you movement speed 3%, 600 weight, 100,000 durability, or 1 mil. No, 100,000 durability, and then turn speed, 5% turn speed. So it's like cosmetics with a little bit of benefit. Same thing for your wagon. Right? I go up to here. These are all skins. Okay, these are just to change your normal looking wagon into something else that it looks like. Don't think that when you buy this is what you're getting. You're getting a wagon. You're not. You're getting pieces to change the look of a wagon. Okay? So again, be careful on what you buy and purchase. Always make sure you're reading whatever it is that you're reading to get your stuff. Like for this, you may think it's beneficial. Honestly, it's not. Unless you're a horse enthusiast and all you do in this game is level up horses. Then maybe that might be beneficial for you to buy it. But other than that, don't waste. Don't waste your money on this because you'll get all this stuff for free throughout the game and playing the game and stuff like that. If you're doing weight. If you want to do weight for a character, understand it's only going to be, if you buy it for, like say I buy it on this character, it's only going to be on this character. It's not family bound. So weight limits always, it is good to get, depending on how much weight. If it's your main character, if it's your main grinder, you want to have a lot of weight on that character to, for the trash loot and all that stuff, then, by all means, these are somewhat beneficial to have. Same thing with your family inventory. They are somewhat beneficial to have, but you can get certain free stuff like here, see. You can purchase these, or it will be blanked out for you. So I think these are like the the first time use that you can get for this, and then that's it. Same thing for character inventory. You can purchase this to get inventory and stuff like that for your character if you want, or you can purchase this to get more family inventory, more crystal inventory, or so forth. Anything that you want to buy. Well, I want to add 5 more spaces to add for my crystals. I can do that. So those are kind of beneficial, but at the same time, it's not really needed because you can get it throughout the game. Slot expansions, Nadir Parchment. The game will give you one for free, and then you can also get one from your loyalties and spend your loyalties on that to get this. And those are those little circles that I showed you for enhancements, where your fail stack sits. So you can purchase this. So if I go into here, it's telling me that I have 7 remaining. So I can get 7 extra slots for the Nadir's Band if I purchase this. These are storage. These are also quite beneficial if you don't want to spend. I mean, you can buy all the places, right? So you can, when you go onto your map and you pick this, and then you go into housings, so you can individually buy these for a contribution, right? And that will increase your storage. So you can have, as you can see, majority of these are storage. I may have one for residence and worker, right? So I got one for residence right there. And I just leveled these up with silver. And then that's it. And that's what increases my storage for just this location. So you can actually go to each individual place, and if you want to buy the housings, you can buy the housings. So it will show you what houses that I haven't bought yet to increase my storage. But that's how you would go at it, right? So you would go over here, say if I want this house, I would go here, I would pick storage, and it would tell me how much contribution points I would need. I would need 5 contribution points for that. If I wanted to increase the stars, I would have to spend silver for it. And that's how you can increase your storage. Or if you want to buy it, you can spend money on it, but it's technically not needed. Same thing for pets. If you're going to buy pets, make sure there's a sale. Where you're going to be benefiting a lot from it. But the game does give you free pets. The game gives you these wizard gospies for free at certain times. It may give you discounts, so instead of paying 1,000 pearls, you could pay 800 or something. You know what I mean? So you want to wait until those are extremely low, which you can check in your news sections. See, they have stuff for horses, horse gear, different types of packs. You want to look for ones that are going to be beneficial for you and that are going to be a little bit more permanent and things like that. So, keep an eye out on that. Look out for that. See, here's a sale for 900 for this. I personally don't think that's worth 900 pearls. So, use it's your money, but again, like I said, use it wisely. But don't think that paying to win in that sense of getting that stuff is gonna benefit you in the game. You need to still put in the work. You still need to, get the gear and all that stuff. And honestly, You come over here, and let's say, what command? So warrior or Valkyrie. Let's say you're a Valkyrie, and you come over here. You can honestly grind a couple days to make, 3.5 bill, and then you can get a pen weapon. You can buy it if you want to buy it, by all means, or you can buy it at, grinding. Spend a week grinding. Once you're done seasons, and you have your character at this level, and let's say you take your character all the way to trees, you can make, um, two to 300, mil per grind. Depending if you're selling on everything, if you're selling the Veltara belts that you get from there and all that stuff, you can make 300, 300 million plus, right? And do that a couple of times. Hey, you're at 1 billion. Next day, do that a couple more times, then you're at 2 billion. Do that a couple more times, then you're at 3 billion. And then there you go. You got your, you got your pen. You got your first pen weapon. But the game will give you a Tet weapon, depending on what you want to choose, whether it's, a main, sub, or awakening. You'll get a Tet version of that, so you don't really have to worry about that, right? You go to a sub, say you want to cut them, get the pen version of it, it's going to be 4 billion, right? So you can save to buy that. Or you can buy the Tet version of it and enhance it yourself. Many things that you can do. If you are going to buy a weapon, if you see it at base, buy it at base, hold on to it, because that will be needed for when you do your Black Star. You need, I believe you need 3 weapons or armor pieces at a base level. So just buy that and keep it for when you do the quest for your Black Star. If you're going to buy something, I would say buy it at a Pry level. Buy it at a Pry level and just enhance it yourself. That way you can get used to enhancing, you can understand what enhancing is all about, and, when you make your own pen weapon, it'll have your name on it, right? So, for example, if I go over to my Nova, and I go up to her pen Dandy, it will say it's enhanced by me. It won't show it here, but when I actually click onto the character and go onto the character, it'll say that. It'll say, oh, enhanced by family name, what my family name is, and things like that. Whereas if you buy it, it'll show somebody else's name. It'll show somebody else's family name that's on there. If you don't really care about that, then, by all means buy it. But those are best ways. So yeah. So, I guess to end this off, as a new player, stay away from the Pearl Shop. Don't do it. Okay, don't go in there. Learn the game, play the game, quest in the game, have fun with the game, and once you're more used to the game, and you know what you're doing, and you're trying out different things. That's the best thing, for doing it, is experimenting. Don't come in this game with the mindset of, oh, I'm gonna be beast. I'm gonna, get all my stuff right away and blah 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 and all this stuff. It takes time, honestly. And when you do take your time with it, you'll appreciate it a lot much better, for your character, and, it'll also help you to grow with the character that you're using, to be more comfortable, to learn it inside and out, and things like that. Because the thing with this game is, once you pick a character and you like it, and then all of a sudden you see another character, and you pick that character, well, your other character is going to get dropped. you're not going to be choosing that character very often. And you're going to be playing with your new character because you want to learn the ins and outs and stuff like that. So that's why I'm, saying take your time with it to learn that character and have fun and enjoy the game for what it's worth. Other than that, like I said, if you're going to buy stuff, be smart about it. Buy things that are going to be permanent for your character. Stick to just the value pack, the Old Moon Blessing, the Kama Sylvias, but also keep in mind, right? Also keep in mind, where is it? The game will give it for free. Whenever times that it wants to give it up, it'll give it out for free. Same thing for like my rewards. If I go to my attendance, see, it gave me these two for free. Gave me a 15 day, and I mean it's active. I only have 3 days left on it, but I mean within those 3 days, if I want, I could just come over here and activate this for another 7 days. But the only reason why I'm not activating it now is because for the value pack, it's very beneficial when you're grinding. And since I'm not really grinding, I don't really need to activate it or have it activated or anything like that, right? So when Scholar comes out, I might activate it and then be more beneficial to use it when Scholar's out and stuff like that. So that's just how I play. I normally just do it like this. I don't care if the value pack is active. If I have stuff being sold in Central Market, I won't pick it up unless I activate. I'll let it sit in here. And when I have a value pack activated, then sure, I'll collect it. But I'm not in dire need of it, right? So, be smart with your money. Buy things that are going to be permanent to your character on a permanent use, right? Whether it's the tent, right? So, and things like that. So, which is probably the only thing that's going to be more beneficial for you when you're grinding and stuff like that, because it acts as a storage, it acts as a repair shop, it acts as a store for you to buy potions and things like that, or to buy buffs and things like that. So it's a very beneficial tool, whereas the story one will not do that. The story one will only act as a storage unit, really. So, all in all, if you're gonna buy something, just buy that. And if you want to buy an outfit, you can buy an outfit. But when you're doing seasons and you do your pass, they may give you a free outfit. So don't worry about that too much, because they'll probably give you a free outfit that you can use and things like that. And, then you have an outfit for your character. So, as a new player, just be cautious of that, be careful. And, like I said, just start the game with a fresh mind, start questing, start learning the mechanics, start getting used to the game. And if you have any type of questions, or if you have any type of something you don't understand, or you want to learn, or anything like that, Google is your best friend. Google it, YouTube it, and learn what you can do to either increase your energy, increase your contributions. There's so many guides out there that will help you for that. This game has been around for a very long time. Probably going 10 years now for PC, and probably um, five or six years for console. So um, a lot of guides, a lot of stuff um, that will help you learn the game for new players and stuff like that. So I really hope this helped. Um, if you enjoyed it, I know it was a very long thing of talking, 2 hours long, almost 3 hours. So uh, I hope it helped. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. If not, then um, like I said, I hope this helped. I hope you enjoy the game, and I'll catch you next time when I'm training with Scholar. Thank you for watching.